Everybody, including myself, loves a good big red deck, but here on this channel we've been exploring alternate colors and variations of that build to see which one's the best, and mono white might take the cake. That's right, today we're playing the mono white version of a big red deck, the same sort of style of list. We've done this in mono blue before just to see how it compares to, the big red decks. And somebody had mentioned to me that I should try this with more colors than just the mono blue. We should try to make this more of a, mono white, mono green, see what we can do. And today we're trying mono white, and honestly, this might be the best version of this deck because I believe it was, 2 days ago I recorded this, but I believe we went undefeated. This thing was actually a powerhouse, and it runs off the same sort of engine where we try to get to the top end a Portal to Phyrexia and Cityscape Leveler, and we do that through ramping on power stones. We've got things like the Might Stone, Weak Stone for ramping, Thran Spider, which became one of my favorite cards for this type of build in mono blue because it provides really good protection in the air, but also a big sizable body to block with early on, and it ramps us into those late game power stones. But mono white offers us another card, Static Net, to exile any sort of permanent we want. Not only that, it gives us a power stone and gains us some life, which could be really crucial in some of those matchups. And because we're in mono white, we have access to some of the best planeswalkers in the game, not to mention even more ramp with the aggro. Aggro is a fantastic ramp spell as well, because again, ramping to these big spells is what we're trying to do to win the game. And then early on, we just have a ton of really nice early answers with lay down arms, ossification, things to continuously kill the opponent's threats, exile their threats until we can get to those bigger board plays like the Cityscape Leveler to close out the game. Again, this thing worked out really, really well. We had a ton of success with it. I hope you guys do as well. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a ton of fun. Before we jump into it though, if you're new here, we do post videos typically 5 days a week on this channel, so if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, that stuff helps out more than you might know, and I'd greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, enjoy the video, guys. We'll see you here back at the end. Peace out. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to back to recording. I've been off this last week. Feels good to be back, and we've got couple of videos for you guys this week before the new set release on Thursday. Really excited about today's deck though, because we're playing some mono white artifacts, and let me tell you guys, this thing has been slapping, man. It's been slapping. We've been doing really well on the ladder with this thing so far. We took a bit of a ups and downs trying to play some stuff early on in platinum here, and I'm feeling really good though about this one. Came out of the gates hot. We're winning a lot of games, so hopefully it stays that way. Opening hand there was pretty solid, but we're drawing into some pretty heavy hitters here. Hopefully we can get there though with the ramp mechanics of both the spider and the static net. Seeing some Dimir, seeing some artifact stuff, ninjutsu. Okay, what does this one do when it hits us? This one is an alternate art. It does treasures. Got it. Treasures. Now, is that a treasure every time it hits us, or only when it ninjutsu's in? Yeah, every time. That's pretty brutal. All right, let's go ahead and drop in our spider, which is a fantastic blocker, by the way, for both of these creatures in front of us. But the opponent is on Dimir colors. Let's not be too excited, because I'm sure there's going to be removal coming in. But if they have go for the throat, they're in a bit of trouble here, because Grand Spider artifact. They must not have seen the reach. Must not have seen it, huh? Yeah, they didn't see it. Feels bad, man. That's why Thran Spider is really, really good, man. It's just able to answer so many problems that you typically see. I don't really feel the respect to exile this thing with the static net. I really don't. Clearly they didn't attack because they didn't have an answer or a way to get it through. And even if they do have a way to get it through next turn, I do have the Seat of the Empire. So I'm pretty okay with this so far. They stole my own static net. Okay, fair enough. That's pretty good though, because I can static net my static net now to get that back, which is great. See ya. See ya. Give me back my static net. Give me back my Thran. Oh, they didn't want to see anymore. That's unfortunate, because we got our Thran back and we were going to get another Power Stone. And if you guys don't already know, I mean, these Power Stones, being able to play these cards here is pretty absurd. We got 5, 6, 7, about to be 8 mana next turn to start dropping things like the City Leveler down. So no shot for the opponent there. GG's. So today's deck does kind of feel like the ending of a series in some ways. Maybe not the end because there's 2 more colors we can do, but this whole big red series kind of, you know what I mean? Like we played big red first. We had a pretty fun list, and then we tried big blue to see if we could try an alternate version of that deck. And somebody had mentioned they wanted to see me try to play out the same sort of deck in mono white, which is why we're here. And I gotta say, this one honestly out of all 3 might be the best. Mono red clearly was the strongest of the 2 out of red and blue. Blue felt really solid though, still played really well, but this one has been winning me a lot more games, I will say that. Now bear with me guys, it is allergy season here in Arizona. It's warming up and things are getting pretty bad, so if I've got the sniffles, I apologize. I actually got tissue on deck ready to go because I'm hurting, man. It's been killing me. All right, a couple of soldiers here, not that big a deal though. Our hand answers soldiers pretty darn well. You know, I think we can actually take our time on the ossification and lay down arms. I think we can go Thran Spider here because it's a good blocker up top. It'll force the opponent to have to use the veteran to give a 1/1 counter here again just to get through, and I'm fine with that. Okay, or that's fine too, because the more times the Thran Spider ETBs, the more power stones we get, so I'll take it. All right, how do we want to do this though? There's a couple of ways we can go about this. I think we ossification, and I don't want them to be able to get this back, right? I'll take the siege veteran and I'll do one of these. All right. Yeah, I definitely didn't want them to get the Brutal Cathar back to get even more value after ETBs again. Getting back their veteran, it kind of stinks, but at least it's better that way. Did they not see the reach either? They do see the reach. They're much wiser than the last opponent. I'll give them that. Fair enough. All right, a couple of options here. I think a Wandering Emperor minus here feels pretty good. So in the meantime, I think I'll just drop down 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's drop down a Bank Buster here. Say go. Gotta imagine the opponent's gonna swing through here with the 4/3 up top, I would imagine. Nice, that's what we wanted. No tokens, that's what we wanted. Easy cleanup, go back to 13. Feeling really good against soldiers right now. Anytime I have 13 life this late in the game against soldiers, you know we're doing a pretty good job. Not to mention this is just gonna really shake them up here, because they're running soldiers, and being able to just keep getting back creatures from the graveyard is going to be pretty absurd. All right, simple answer against the Wandering Emperor. We don't want that to keep coming off. This says look at the top 4 cards of your library, may put a creature card mana value 3 or less into your hand, which is pretty problematic, but I think we're gonna have to pass on dealing with that for now. Especially because we can portal, so I mean the more creatures they get, the more they fill up the board. It's all good. We do have a little bit of an issue. Let's draw a card and just see what we hit. I mean, you never know. Yeah, okay. I think we got to create a 2/2 because obviously if we +1, the officer just attacks in and kills it anyways. So let's get a blocker in front. Buy us a little bit of time. How much mana do we have here? We've got 5, 6, 7, 8. One more land, we got ourselves a portal. Looks like the opponent may be a little bit afraid to commit here with the officer, or they are wanting to use the officer they currently have on field to draw another permanent. All right, this will give us enough mana to get to that sweet spot of 9 in order to play out the portal next turn. In the meantime, we'll play out the Wandering Emperor to minus on the officer. Or just create a 2/2 probably. Yeah, probably just create a 2/2. Again, I don't really care that they're finding permanents right now with this ability. Obviously the Power Stones too, being able to spend his mana for that is a little bit annoying, but I'm not too concerned about it. There's another one. Wow, that's really annoying. I'm not gonna lie, because if they play that out, that makes my portal to Phyrexia another turn longer if I miss land drops. That would be annoying. All right, they don't play it out. I was gonna draw a card there potentially, but I don't think we can skip on the Wandering Emperor play. I think it has to come in.
Run away. You'll be safe.
Glad they didn't play out the Thalia though. Like I said, it would have set me back another turn if I missed the land here. My turn. Easy peasy. Help yourself. All right, now things become easy mode for us, to be honest, because every turn we're getting value off of the graveyards, and there's some pretty good things in the graveyard if you haven't noticed. Let's go ahead and just attack with both creatures. There's no reason to crew up the Bank Buster here. It's the same damage. It would have left us with that one less blocker, so. But yeah, if we can get it to turn back to daytime and we can start stealing some of these Brutal Cathars. Sheesh. I don't see how the opponent comes back from this. I really don't. We're way too late in the game and I've got too much value building here. I guess if they had some sort of farewell, but why would you run that if you're a Soldier's deck? That would honestly make me cry. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's take the Brutal Cathar. It's not gonna steal a Thalia just yet. We do have to play 2 spells in order to get that value. Let's draw a card. Might Stone, Weak Stone, sure. It's more mana, it's more cards. No need to kill the Thalia just yet. We can play out a second spell here and the Brutal Cathar will take care of that problem. Definitely plus. Put it on one of my Vigilance creatures here.
Strike fast and strike hard.
All right, you have first strike as well, so go ahead and trade. You can trade whatever. Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right, these 2 attackers can get through nice and easy. Well, makes sense that they made the trade there because they're going to lose it with the Brutal Cathar anyway, so smart on them to just have it die here. But at the same time, it's like, do you really want to be doing that when you could potentially kill the Brutal Cathar and get it back later? But I see. I didn't know that did that. That's pretty cool. Whenever it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target creature you control your owner's hand. It gets 1/1. That's pretty solid. Pretty creative way to play out the soldiers. All right, so Resolute Reinforcements clearly in hand, I would imagine here. Oh, or that. Okay. And they bounce that back to their hand. Wow, okay. All right, a little bit of a tough time we're gonna have here stealing these things. They're just gonna keep bouncing each other back. But I mean, in the meantime, we're just gonna keep building our board state. A lot of creatures in the yard still to take advantage of. Nothing super solid anymore. Brutal Cathar was definitely the best thing to steal. Veteran. So this is just 2 mana. We got to remember that. 2 mana, flash it in. So we got to make sure if we go for something like the Static Net here, that they're not going to have a way to just pull that back. So I think the obvious choice here to do is to attack into the opponent or not. Okay, they just send it. Sorry for my dog. I think he's done. Nope, he's not done barking. I thought he's done barking. Sorry. All right, what to do? I think to start out, let's draw a card here. I apologize. Someone had just got to my house here. I don't know who it is actually, but all right. First things first. Let's take out the thing that's taxing us. Right. We want to take out the Thalia because it's causing us to be taxed here. So let's get our mana back to normal. Let's get this in. Let's take out the Sentinel. And there's the scoop. Yeah, it was just a matter of time. It still was going to take us a little while to get there, but it was just a matter of time before we got the win there. Soldiers unable to keep up. We have a lot of removal, a lot of exile. And once the portal was down in this particular matchup, you're in such a good spot. So GG's to the opponent. On to the next one. All right, a solid first two games. I will say this, something that I did notice is the synergies between portal and our deck is actually not as good as I'd like it to be. And the reason being is because we run a ton of exiling effects, but at the same time, portal does kill creatures, right? And so does Mightstone, Weakstone. So there is ways to kill creatures and get value out of the graveyard, but most of our things like ossification and our other spells are exiling the creature instead of killing it. I guess I did forget about the leveler too. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here, maybe ways to try to build up the synergies a little bit more, but just a thought. Maybe adding some like Fateful Absences or like what is it? Not gosh, what is the card I'm thinking of here? Fateful Absence, just kill spells, you know what I'm saying? All right, we get a grotto. Sorry, my brain is scattered right now. All right, let's grab that. That's definitely something we need. We got more land here with the restoration of Iganjo. Depopulate. Jeez Louise, I don't know why I forgot that. Depopulate and Fateful Absence. Those are some cards you may want to consider throwing into your decks. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get the restoration down on 3 here. Let's get the mana. We have a couple bank busters, a couple ossifications. So this restoration is actually going to be very high value here for us because we can either ramp with it or we can get in some more cheap or free spells. Hopefully they play out something like a Shieldred here. That'd be great. Let's go. See ya, Shieldred. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. And we will go ahead and draw our 2 cards here. I mean, things are just flowing, guys. Things are just flowing. We're going to draw another card here. Absolutely valuing out the opponent here. All right, they're going to plus. Sure. Let's drop 1 Cityscape Leveler. We don't need 2, especially because we can play it from the yard. And do they pass to us? They sure do. Let's draw a card. Wandering Emperor. Okay. Wandering Emperor. All right, let's force them to have something for this. In the meantime, we blow this up. What's really nice about the Cityscape Leveler is the fact that it blows something up upon you casting it. It doesn't need to enter the battlefield, right? So if your opponent counters it or does something, you know, some shenanigans, you still get to blow up with it, which is really, really cool. Yeah, that was a pretty easy game. We were also going to crew this and start dealing damage. So, I mean, that was really easy. Doesn't get much more smooth than that one. Absolute domination. We had the ossification right when they played the Shieldred, though. So I feel bad for the opponent. Things lined up for us really, really well there, but not to mention we kept the 2-lander and it kind of panned out, which can be a bit scary sometimes. All right, what do we got? Mono red. I had a feeling. It's not always the case, but sometimes you can tell with their, you know, their avatars and stuff. So not too shocking. Do I want to hang on to this? Honestly, we might want to because we have the spider coming in next turn, which is a 2/4 and can block with reach. So I think we could take another hit from the chick. I don't really care. I know killing it too is not the greatest because it can come back. But if they're able to attack in with 3 or more creatures and also pay the mana to bring it back, you're probably losing that game anyways and you're not coming back. So let's get the grotto down. What do we have on top here? Don't need another one of those. That's a bit late game for us and we're against mono red. Gotta be a little bit faster than that. All right. Very, very slim chance they're gonna have an answer for the spider unless they run a braid. All right. I don't think that they have an abrade based on what we just saw there. All right, they don't walk into the Thran Spider. Opponent knows what they're doing here. What do we do with this hand, though? Do we look to do the Wandering Emperor? Because I doubt they attack in with either one of these creatures, so I don't think we're going to get a good -2 here. So we might want to actually just get this going instead. Get this building up a bit. Because I really don't see the opponent with the current board state that they have. I don't see them attacking into us. Not for the next turn, at least. So if I were to hold on to the Wandering Emperor as our play, we might end up having to play it out and get a 2/2, which is not what we're looking for. The life gain and exiles everything here. Unfortunately, our Power Stone really helped them out here too, because they didn't have a third land drop and they're struggling to find it. And okay. Okay, fair enough. Still took out the Phoenix chick. I'm happy with that. Another Thran Spider, huh? Well, nothing for us to drop here. Let's decline that. Might Stone, Weak Stone might be the play here, because then we can throw it into it. Yeah, we can throw it into a Thran Spider as well. Very nice. All right, the ramping has begun pretty heavily now, so we're feeling good. Got to start looking to gain some life with this Wandering Emperor at some points. Okay. We need to figure out an answer for this. We need like a Cityscape Leveler or something like that. Or a net. A net would be good. All right, let's scry. It's too easy, guys. Magic is too easy. In the meantime, let's create some more bodies to block with, right? Let's create those bodies. Sure, we can yeah, draw two. Perfect. Why not? Love it. All right, let's pass the turn. Play defensive here. No need to swing through. Sorry. Head was itching. All right. Level 2 on the Kamado. They found their third land drop. All right. All right, so no attacks from the opponent. They pulled everything back there. Do they send anybody through here? Okay, so they do send in a 4/1 trample. And sorry, guys. And Phoenix Chick. Wow, they actually might get the Phoenix Chick back too. Remember what I said earlier when if they're bringing the Phoenix Chick back, we probably lost anyways. Not the case right now. All right, we will. So these are going face. I think what I want to do here is block here, and block here, and then we let the 4 hit the wander. Not a bad thing. All right, cool. Very cool. We're left with the board full of creatures still, and we got a Cityscape Leveler about to stop the Forge in its place. And that should do it. GG's, man. Another good solid win. I don't feel like we've been under threat really much at all in these games. We've been absolutely dominating, so it was good. Yeah, honestly, if we get mono red matchups again, or even like soldiers, I feel like that's kind of our bread and butter. We kind of want to be going against those types of decks because we just have so many answers for creatures. Like the real threat that we're going to run into is if we run into a control player, right? I think that's going to be our toughest matchup. All right, let's save the grotto for now because our top decks don't really matter this early, especially with a hand this looking this good. Mono white currently. Could be soldiers. We'll see. Sure looks like it. Yep. All right. Soldiers it is. Another portal. We've already got one. That's fine. We'll get rid of that. And we do unfortunately have to pay extra and just get rid of this altogether because I can't have them taxing me, especially when we might miss our fourth land drop here. We want to make sure we can get the Aganjo out on turn 3, or for 3 mana at least. All right, a veteran is fine. Find our fourth land drop in an unconventional way, but it's all good. We can drop out a Bank Buster next turn and get it back into the field for free. Aviator, we got to get rid of that. That can be a serious problem. Their whole board is kind of a serious problem at the moment. Would really hope we hit a land here though. Yes, okay, we're feeling good now. Feeling pretty good. Might Stone, Weak Stone can shake things up here. But who do we take out is the question, right? Because it's like, if we take this out, this isn't very good unless they have other things attached to it, right? This pumps the whole squad. I think it's the veteran. I think we have to take out the veteran here. Because if we kill anything else too, they just get a 1/1 token to replace it, which is going to be pretty annoying. All right, we might be in trouble here, guys. Things not going exactly as smooth as possible. They are moving really a lot faster than most of the other decks have so far, and we haven't found a ton of removal yet, so I think that's going to be an issue. We do have a 3/4 body coming in next turn, which can kind of slow down the process of the low to the ground creatures, but we got a long way to go, I think, for this here, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, 2 more turns. 2 more turns for this. Let's just hope we can find at least 1 kill spell off the top here. 1 sort of exiling effect, and we'll be in a good spot. That's good too. A body that blocks up top. I mean, it's not terrible. We are going to try this first, though. We're going to see if we can hit Pay Dirt. Some sort of exiling effects. Nice. We got the exiling effect, which means we go with that first. And then we go with the Thran Spider. And now the portal to Phyrexia should shut this whole thing down. Let's shut this whole thing down. We're at 9 life. A little scary. We were bleeding there pretty fast, but we stemmed the bleeding. And now it's time to get moving here. Now it's time to get rolling. That's tough. But we do get to take out 3 of these bad boys, so we know which 3 it's going to be, because I would imagine they'd want to keep their Aviator, especially because the veteran can come back from the yard to do some stuff, giving a pump to the board. But they don't have any good attacks this turn, which is great. All right, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Taking out 3 of their creatures. This is going to be big. This is going to be big. They leave their veteran, huh? It's looking like they're going to leave their veteran based on the way they're touching it. Nope, I figured. Okay, that's what I figured was going to happen. They don't exactly have a good attack in the air anymore. Because I do have the 2/4 body to block with. I will give them the good game back. I feel like it is kind of good game, but you never know. Could be a little early for that. They do have an ability to exile here with the Brutal Cathar, but I can exile that to bring something back. Yeah, I figured they'd go in the air. Okay, perfect. They took out my ability to block in the air. Smart. They early veteran here. That does seem a bit early if I'm being honest. All right, here we go. I'll take the veteran. That's a pretty silly top deck in the best of ways. Yeah, we'll go with this first. I gotta take out the flyer, because if I take out the Brutal Cathar and they answer this again, I'd be pretty upset. All right, let's draw a card. Not bad. And now we got the Wandering Emperor. Beautiful. Let's spread out the 1/1 counters here. All right. I guess I could have attacked there with my Bank Buster too to start the aggression, but I want to have options available to me, so we'll see. All right, so they have the ability to give indestructibility, but does this give hexproof? Yeah, it does give hexproof actually. here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna block like so. They're gonna give hexproof and indestructibility. That's all they can do, right? Well, can they even do that? They can't even do that. Okay, cool. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, we get their Brutal Cathar. We steal their Officer. And that, my friends, is pure annihilation. Pure annihilation. Just look at the board. Just look at that. It's a thing of beauty. Absolute thing of beauty. We were in trouble there early, too. I'm not going to lie. All right. I didn't anticipate going undefeated with this thing, but here we go. Last game. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. I feel like this is just one of those decks that really likes where the meta's at right now, because we're just eating the meta up currently, like the aggro decks and stuff like that. If the meta was, you know, if it shifts in any way towards control or mid-range, we could be in a bit of trouble, but the aggro decks are absolutely getting stomped down right now. So feeling really good. All right. Little Shigeki action early here. We'll take the hit here. We'll go with the Bank Buster because I got to make sure we find that third land drop to get to our Ganjo, especially with such a heavy hand here. We might have kept a pretty bad hand in this particular situation because the opponent looks like they're going to be moving pretty quick. I have to go. I have to risk it, guys. I can't miss this land drop. Shoot. Okay. We miss it, but you know what? We do have another lay down arms. So if I have to be... if I have to draw anything but a land, I guess lay down arms is not a bad consolation prize. We're just missing some mana. I mean, if we get the mana rolling, we're gonna be money. Gonna be money. All right, love it. You're gone. You're gone. Such a busted card. Lay down arms is so good. It is so good. All right, another Shigeki, not a problem. All right, see if we can battle from behind again here. We have the mana problem covered with the restoration here. Taking a couple of hits from these Shigekis for one is not the worst thing in the world, especially when we have Wandering Emperor coming in soon to do some exiling effects. Again, another game that started out pretty rough there, but got bailed out with a nice cheap removal. It's fine. Eventually, when I blow those up, we're going to get those things back, so it's all good with me. Ossification. Can only hit creatures and planeswalkers, right? Just want to make sure, double check that before I say go, because I could steal one of those. I'd feel pretty bad. All right. Let's obviously play this out, but do we want to create a 2/2 or do we want to exile? I think I want to create a 2/2 and then exile the other one. Actually, creating another 2/2 might just be the play. Yeah, this might be the play, just create another 2/2 here. All right, let's say go. I'm pretty happy the opponent's struggling to find their land drops as much as I am, because it's kind of annoying, but as long as they're not finding theirs, I'll be pretty happy about that. All right. So here's the thing. I could send in a 2/2. Well, no, then the attack wouldn't happen, would it? Okay, yeah, just let it go then. Never mind. I'm just thinking out loud here. All right, we create a 2/2 now. A lot of Shigekis. Kind of annoying. That's a good find. That'll get us going on the mana problems again, because we can go ahead and steal back our restoration of a Ganjo. Finally find our 5th land drop here. Create another blocker. No attacks.
Let your blade do the talking.
I guess we should have maybe proposed an attack there, because if they blocked... Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have definitely attacked there. Made a little bit of a mistake. All right, they're looking for a land drop. Fair enough. They found it finally. All right, I gotta imagine they're gonna send some attacks through here, right? Yep. I will make the trades. Now, we'll drop an ossification. Feels like a pretty weak ossification, but for free, I think we have to take that value, as much as I don't really want to. And nice, we get a way to scry here. Thran Spider, don't think we need that at this point. We've already passed that sort of part of the game. All right, what do we got here? We got 6, 7, 8, 9 mana now, so anything can happen now. I think the wisest decision to do here right now would be to blow up the Haunting.
Remember your training.
I think that's their only way back into this game, really. So let's just take that out and start running away with this thing. Totally fine. Not totally fine. Actually, that can only hit 3 mana. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's way fine. Okay. Let's attack in. Blow this up. Let's get another restoration going. I mean, if they want to keep flickering the restoration for me, I'll take it. I'll take it. And we might as well get this down. I mean, it's kind of overkill if I'm being honest. But if we could start stealing some of their things every turn, it's going to be pretty much game. All right. Sorry, guys. Again, allergies. Apologize. Circle of Confinement takes my 2/2. And we take their Harmony. We decline, I think. I don't think we have anything in the graveyard. I guess I should have checked, but we're so far ahead right now. I'm just honestly trying to play through and finish this game as fast as possible. I'm surprised they haven't conceded yet, but I'll take it, I guess. They take the 8 damage. All right. We draw some cards. Bing. Bing. Let's get this in. Just send everything now. I mean, the writing is on the wall at this point, but see how long they last. Down to 12. Commune to Spirits. So needless to say, guys, it is pretty easy matchups when you're going against aggro. I feel like that's honestly our deck is made to destroy aggro. Just absolutely dissect it from bottom to top. But again, we didn't get too many control matchups. I don't know how we'd fare against mono blue because we're not very aggressive. We're not very quick. So mono blue might be tough. We've got plenty of really cheap removal, so we might be able to actually kind of hang because we could probably take out their Jins and their Terra, the Peaks, with the cheap removal, because even if they counter one, we should have other ones to back it up. We also have some flash removal with the Wandering Emperor, so that matchup might be okay. But a full-on control matchup where the opponent's running Farewells and Mind Splice apparatuses, it might get a little tricky. But if you end up running this deck, let me know how you fare against those matchups, because I'd love to know. We didn't get much of a sample size here today, but let's break it down. That'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it so very much. I hope you enjoyed today's list. It was a ton of fun. The rest of the week, we got some good, bangers for you guys, at least for Tuesday and Wednesday, because Thursday, we do have the early access event that we're going to be involved in. We'll be streaming that live here on YouTube. If you guys want to check that out, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. And then also posting videos after that date. We're going to be posting videos with the new cards coming out from March of the Machine, so be on the lookout for that. So for the next day, 2 days from now, Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be putting out normal content. You guys will get 2 more deck lists. We've got Simic Ramp, and we've also got a modified mono green stomp list that actually runs a full set of Jund colors. A ton of fun. You guys are going to really enjoy that one. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video, man. It was an absolute blast to play this one. I do believe mono white here could potentially be the best version of those big red style decks that go really tall. But there are some things in this deck I would say take a look at. Try to get away from more of the exiling effects, get more of the destroy effects, just so you can get real full effect off that portal to Phyrexia and maximize its ability to pull things back from the graveyard. But aside from that, deck played really well, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But that's gonna do it for me. Appreciate you guys very much. Before I head out of here, huge shout out to everyone, not only who made it this far into the video, but a special shout out goes, as always, to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the membership program on this channel. Huge shout out to them every video, because I just got to let them know how much I appreciate their patronage and helping support and sponsor the channel and keeping it alive and keeping it going. So thank you so much for everything you do for me. Those monthly memberships mean a lot to me, so thank you so much. Appreciate you for that. And if you guys want to learn more about that, it's the join button down below, or a link in the description if you don't see the join button. But that'll do it for me, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one. Till then, peace out.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. Yeah. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't